states that the rules apply to all vessels upon the high seas and waters connected to the high seas and navigable by sea-going vessels. Rule 2 covers the responsibility of the master, owner, and the crew to comply with the rule. Rule 3. The word vessels includes every description of watercraft including non-displacement craft, wig craft, and seaplanes, used or capable of being used as a means of transportation on water.
For the Rule 5 in COLREGS, on my own understanding, it means that every vessel shall at all times maintain a proper lookout by sight and hearing as well as by all available. And for the Rule number 7, if there is a risk of collision, every vessel must use all available means that are acceptable to the current circumstances and conditions, because a risk is presumed to exist if there is any doubt.
My name is Paul Evan Briones, and I will be the summary of the 3 rules of COLREGS. And the first summary is the Rule 8, action to avoid collision. Action should be taken to reduce the risk of collision, not aggravate it. The acceleration of course always has to be large, enough to be readily apparent to other vessels. Small changes in aspect during daytime and navigation, light aspect at night may not appreciably differ from what it was before. Rather than speed alteration, which is rather difficult to observe as such it is difficult to assess the situation, and the apparent track remains the same. A course alteration is much more effective in diffusing a dangerous situation and also is readily apparent to others, provided, however, the alteration can be observed by both vessels. And the second one is the Rule 14, head-on situation. The role of sighting is very clear about the sightings and has explained what is to be termed as head-on. A number of cases have come about when this basic rule is forgotten and the watchkeeper relies on the ERPA to give him the CPA. The ERPA and rather are assistants for the watchkeepers and do not replace the rule instructions. And the third and the last rule is the Rule 15, crossing situation. It is always better to avoid a close quarter situation. Go right around the stern of the other vessels rather than cross ahead of or in front of it. This may not be practical at all times, but if the situation permits, then it should be followed if the crossing would result in small CPA.
Rule number 16. Action by giveaway vessel. Every vessel which is directed to keep out of the way of another vessel shall, so far as possible, take early and substantial action to keep well clear, meaning giveaway vessels should take action well in sight, estimate the speed of approach in the two vessels, estimate the approximate time interval, and then take action. Do not take a late action, since this would make the stand on vessel apprehensive, and she may then take an action which should be detrimental to both vessels. Rule number 17. Action by stand on vessel. Where one of two vessels is to keep out of the way, the other shall keep her course and speed. The latter, the vessel, may however take action to avoid collision by her maneuver alone. As soon as it becomes apparent to her that the vessel required to keep out of the way is not taking appropriate action in compliance with these rules, meaning as long as the giveaway vessel takes an action, well, in times there is no problem, and the stand on vessel follows the above rule, and the stand on vessel is required not to take action, but it does not mean that she will not be alert and monitor the situation. Rule number 18. Responsibilities between vessels. Except where Rule 9, 10, and 13 otherwise required. A. A power-driven vessel underway shall keep out of the way of a vessel not under command, a vessel restricted in her ability to maneuver, a vessel engaged in fishing, sailing vessel. B. A sailing vessel underway shall keep out of the way of a vessel not under command, a vessel restricted her ability to maneuver, a vessel engaged in fishing. C. A vessel engaged in fishing when underway shall, so far as possible, keep out of the way of a vessel not under command, a vessel restricted in her ability to maneuver. D. Any vessel other than a vessel not under command or vessel restricted in her ability to maneuver shall, if the circumstances of the case admit, avoid impeding the safe passage of a vessel constrained by her draft, exhibiting the signals in Rule 28. A vessel constrained by her draft shall navigate with particular caution, having full regard to her special condition. A seaplane on the water shall, in general, keep well clear of vessels and avoid impeding their navigation in circumstances, however, where risks of collision exist, shall keep comply with the rules of this part. F. A winged craft, when taking off, landing, and in flighting near the surface, shall keep well clear of all the other vessels and avoid impeding their navigation. A winged craft operating on the water's surface shall comply with the rules of this part as a power-driven vessel.